Hey guys, it's Michael. Today, like yesterday, I'm gonna read a creepypasta. In this creepypasta, it is Squidwards suicide. This is my first creepypasta reading, so this might be on Dew's screen recorder. So, let's get started. So it starts off with, I just want to start off by saying, if you want an answer at the end, prepare to be disappointed. There just isn't one. I was an intern at Nickelodeon Studios for a year in 2005 for my degree in animation. It wasn't paid, of course. Most internships aren't, but it did have some perks behind. Whatever that says, I don't know what this is. To adults, it might not seem like a big one, but most kids at the time would go crazy over it. Now, since I work directly with the editors and animators, sorry guys, I got to view the new episodes day before they aired. I got right to it without giving too many whatever that says, details. They had very recently made the SpongeBob movie, and the entire staff was somewhat sapped of creativity, so it took them longer to start up the season. But the delay lasted longer for more upsetting reasons. There was a problem with the series' 4 premieres that set everyone and everything back for several months. Me and 2 other interns were in the editing room along with the lead animators, the sound editors, and the final cut. We received the copy was supposed to be of a Krabby Patty and gathered around the screen to watch. Now, given that it isn't final yet, animators often pick up a mock title card, sort of an inside joke for us. With phony, or whatever that says, oftentimes lewd titles, just as how doesn't work. I don't want to say that, guys. Sorry. Instead of Rocky Bible, when SpongeBob and Patrick adopt the sea scallop. Nothing really funny, whatever that says, like parody or something like that. Funny, but work-related chuckles. So when we saw the title card, Squidwards Suicide, we didn't think it more than a morbid joke. One of the interns did a small throw laugh at it. The happy-go-lucky music plays as it is normal. The story begins with Squidward's practicing his clarinet, hitting a few sour notes like normal. We hear SpongeBob laughing outside. And Squidward stops, yelling at him to keep it down, as he has a Kurt that night and needs to practice. SpongeBob says, SpongeBob says okay and goes to see Sandy with Patrick. The bubble slash screen comes up and we see the ending of Squidward's concert. This is where things begin to seem off. Playing a few frames repeat themselves, but the sound doesn't. At the point, sound is served with the animation. So, yes, that's not common. But when he stops playing, the sound finishes as if the skip never happened. There's a slight murmuring in the crowd before they begin to boo him. not the normal cartoon booming that is common in the show, but you could very clearly hear Max in it. Squidwards is in full frame and looks visibly afraid. That shot goes to crowd with SpongeBob in the center frame, and he too is booing. Very much unlike him. That isn't the oddest thing, though. What is odd is everyone had hyper-realistic eyes. Very detailed. Probably not shots of real people's eyes, but something a bit more real than CGI. The pupils were red. Some of us looked at each other, obvious, confused. But since we weren't the writers, we didn't question. It's purely children. The shot goes to Squidward sitting at the edge of his bed, looking very foreign. The view of his pontoon window is off a night sky, so it isn't very long after the concert. The unsettling part at this point, there was no sound. Literally no sound. Not even the feedback from the speakers in the room. It's as if the speakers were turned off. Through their status showed them working perfect. He just sat there blinking in his silence for about 30 seconds, and then he started soft, put his hands testicles over his eyes, cried quietly for a full minute more. All of the sound in the background really growing from nothing to barely audible. It sounded like a slight breeze through his forest. A scream slowly begins to zoom in on his face. By slow, I mean it's only noticeable. You took at shots 10 seconds, put side by side. Sobbing gets louder, more full of hurt and anger. The scream then switches a bit, as if it twists it on itself for a split second, then back to normal. The wind through the cheese sound gets slow, louder, and more serve or something like that. Serve me. I don't know, guys. As if a storm is brewing somewhere. The eerie part is the sound in Squidward's sobbing sounded real, as if the sound wasn't coming from the speakers, but as if the speakers were holes, the sound was coming through the other side. As good as sound as the studio likes to have. They didn't purchase the crew to be that good to print sound of that. White. You lower the sound of wind and softening, very faint. Something sounded like laughing. It came at odd intervals. It never lasted more than a second, so you had a hard time pinning it. We watched this